Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2017 and my very first vlog of 2017. Now the observant among you may notice that my hair has changed since I did my last video from last year in 2016. I've had it chopped, I've had all the long bits taken off, and as you can see I'm not as blonde as I was when it was long. This is probably as close to my natural colour as you will have ever have seen since I started YouTubing, because I've been dyeing my hair for years now because I am naturally blonde. I've been having a bit of a helping hand, so there you go. This is this is the only change I'm pretty much making for 2017 was to get my hair cut because it was driving me mad. Anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I had a lovely Christmas, apart from being ill. We had a bit of a disaster. Oliver was ill. He got up Christmas Day morning and he wasn't very well, with a horrible cold and stuff, but he soldiered on, bless him. Then Mr. S and I both came down with it in the days after Christmas. We went out for a lovely meal with my parents at Coast to Coast in Solihull, and by the time we came out and we were back at my mum's, I had to go home because I felt so poorly, and spent the rest of that day in bed right through until the following morning. So that was a bit of a disaster, but never mind. I'm on the mend. I've still got a nasty cough being left behind. I was a little bit concerned that I had a chest infection, but I think it is clearing up, touch wood. Anyway, today's just a very quick talky vlog, because I haven't really done one of these for ages where I've just sat and spoke to you, because all through December obviously I was doing Vlogmas. And it's my last day today of holiday. I'm back at work tomorrow, which feels really weird because it's like Tuesday and I'm going back to work like midweek. I'm so confused. I'm still really confused with all the days and everything. It's that weird lull, isn't it, between Christmas and New Year, and you literally don't know what the day is. Well, I certainly didn't know what day it was half the time, and you just sort of lollop from one thing to the next. And I was so poorly last week that quite frankly most of last week was a bit of a write-off, unfortunately. So I'm gearing up to go back to work tomorrow. I'm kind of looking forward to having a bit of normality back and a bit of routine of sort of getting up, getting dressed, off I go to work, because some mornings I get up and we've reached a point where we're like, well, what should we do? Should we go somewhere? Should we not go somewhere? Because everywhere's so busy as well at this time of year. We ventured when we were in Solihull last week, and it was so busy, it was awful, I couldn't stand it. So I've kind of stayed away from town and everything. We went into town, I forget which day it was, the other day, I can't even remember which day we went in. Oh, New Year's Day we went in, that's right. I went as far as the ICC and had a coffee, and it was nice and quiet up there, but I didn't really fancy the main part of town. So yes, really I suppose I should talk about what I plan to do this year, which I honestly don't know. My husband was saying to me, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to do more YouTubing, obviously. He said, well, what do you want to do? I went, well, I don't really know. I think that's part of my problem. I tend to fly by the seat of my pants. So I'm one of these people, I tend to film stuff when I feel I've got something good to share with you all. I think the problem with doing Vlogmas and Vlogtober, I don't have a particularly interesting life. I'm not going to lie, I don't. And that's not a poor me, pity me. I have a very everyday life. I go to work. I'm a mum. That is my life, you know. It is what it is. And unfortunately, like last year I wanted to share, we went to the Comic Con and my video camera, well, it wasn't my video camera, my SD card decided to completely mess up and corrupted all my footage. But I hope to be able to do more things like that this year, maybe be a bit more organised. Now that I've bought myself a second SD card to go in my phone, it makes filming a bit more convenient, because if I've got my phone on me, I can just film if we're somewhere and I suddenly think, oh, this would be good to share. You know, it's things like that. If you've got any ideas for me or anything you'd like to see me do, then please do let me know in the comments. I used to do some of the tag videos, but I sort of stopped doing those. Hopefully do some more vlogs this year, just take you out and about with us. It's difficult as well this time of year because the weather's not particularly brilliant. The last thing I filmed before Christmas, it was so windy going out down to our local park, you could just barely hear me talking, and that's the other problem. It's the weather isn't always particularly brilliant for filming when it starts raining and it's cold and it's wet and it's horrible. And the light, you do battle with the light at this time of year, which also makes blogging really difficult at this time of year, trying to do outfit posts, because I like to do most of my outfit photos out in my back garden because I get better light and a better backdrop. If I try and do it in the house, it's very cramped and it's a bit dark. But the problem with this time of year is it's cold, really, really cold. I still have not shared my Christmas do outfit. I really have got to blog that, but every time I've thought about it, it's been absolutely freezing outside. Like yesterday was so cold. We went to a park near just outside of Bromsgrove, and it was really icy. Even late in the afternoon, when the sun had been shining all day, there was still really thick ice. In fact, I don't know how I didn't fall over. I don't know. Oliver came a cropper off his scooter. But yeah, you talk to a lot of bloggers at this time of year, and they'll say to you that their biggest bugbear is getting outfit photos if they're fashion bloggers when it's so dark and it's cold. So yeah, I need to try and sort of think about, I just need to get motivated as well, because I had a break from blogging last year and then I came back to it and I did a little bits here and there before Christmas, but I was kind of concentrating on filming. And I haven't done a blog post. I did a year in review, which if you look on my blog, you can see I've picked out my favourite outfits from 2016. And I haven't blogged again this year yet. I think partly because I've been poorly between Christmas and New Year. So I've just literally been sat in my pyjamas looking like a bag lady. So I don't really have anything to really share. So yeah, I want to try and do more with YouTube this year. I want to try and do more vlogging, share some more of our everyday life, because Oliver enjoys being on camera. Even Mr. S is becoming a bit more comfortable now, I think, with being on camera. And I think I've just got to get to a point where I just think, you know what, just bring you along for the ride, and wherever we end up, we'll just film stuff, really. I know Oliver wants to do more this year. He's been stealing. I actually am filming on my video camera today because I've got it sat still, but he's using more of my video camera. I'm using my phone more and more when we're out, so we can both sort of film at the same time. So yeah, I suppose my goal for this year is I'd like to get more subscribers, more views, more engagement, get better at filming, because sometimes my filming skills leave a lot to be desired. Who knows? But there's no New Year's... No, I can't get my words out today. There's no New Year's resolutions for me, because I don't do resolutions. I tend to break them, and I just think, well, you know, I'm the same person I was last year. I've just got shorter hair. That's what you're going to get from me. I'm just at a point now, like I say, I'm sort of gearing up to go back to work, get back into a routine. Looking forward to the nights getting lighter, because they will do soon. We are past, obviously, the shortest day and the longest night now. And every day when I come home from work on the bus, I look and I think, oh, it's a little bit lighter, a few minutes later. And it's little things like that. If you're struggling to get through these dark months, because January is a hard month. It's a long month. If you're like me, you got paid early, so it's a long month financially to get through, and it's dark and it's dreary and it's post-Christmas, and it's a really tough month, actually, I think. So, you know, obviously, above all else, be kind to yourself this month and just ease yourself back into the year. But I do little things like I look at the changes. I look at every night, a few minutes, minute by minute, it's lighter and lighter and lighter. And then you look for those little signs of spring, the snowdrops coming through, and you see the first hint of daffodils and things like that. Anything that makes you sort of sense the seasons are changing, that you can sort of grasp onto, I think is a nice way to get started. And like I say, just be kind to yourself. It's a new year. Just, you know, take it easy. And there's things, like for me as well, there's things I'm looking forward to this year. I'm very excited at the return of Twin Peaks. I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. You may remember last year, or not last year, but the year before, I should say. It's really weird now, isn't it? Because we're in a new year. You keep on saying last year when you mean 2015. I had a double R diner mug from my husband, which I absolutely cherish, and I've got a couple of Twin Peaks badges. See, Twin Peaks for me was a huge part of my teenage years. I think it came around when I was probably about 17. Really captured me. One of my friends even had the Twin Peaks board game, which they're quite rare now to actually find them. Occasionally you see them on eBay. And I remember playing that. That was brilliant. And there's been lots of little teasers for Twin Peaks. They're not really giving a lot away, so I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I hope and pray that it's going to be as good as we hope it is. There's nothing worse when these things come back and they're not what you wanted. So no, I'm really, really excited for that. Doctor Who is back this year. I was gutted last year because we had no Doctor Who until Christmas. Which was really quite annoying given that it was always one of the BBC's biggest productions. I did enjoy the Doctor Who Christmas special. First one I've enjoyed in a long time. I don't think they've been so good recently, but that one I did like. And I do personally like Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. I've liked all the new Doctors that we've had. And I like Peter Capaldi. I mean, bearing in mind that I am a Doctor Who fan going back to when I was young. My first Doctor was Peter Davison, who I caught a glimpse of last year at Comic Con. I think that was going to be one of my highlights of 2016, was I saw Peter Davison and I saw Sam J. Jones, who played Flash Gordon. I mean, that's like two of my childhood heroes. I can't even begin to explain how it felt to see them standing there. I didn't get to meet them or speak to them because you had to pay extra for that and it was quite a lot of money. But I did manage to sneak a photo of Peter Davison and of Sam J. Jones, which was a bit naughty. I did do a blog post about my Comic Con experience. If you go onto my blog, nattynikki.com, you can, if you look back into my archives, you can see it from last year if you haven't seen that. Like I say, I grew up with Doctor Who. I watched it right through until when they cancelled it, when it was Sylvester McCoy. And then when it came back with Christopher Eccleston, I started watching it again. And I've watched it religiously since it came back. I know a lot of people weren't that keen on Peter Capaldi. I personally don't mind him. I like him. I think it was a shift. It was, you know, I didn't mind him at all. So looking forward to Doctor Who this year to see what that's got in store, because obviously it's Stephen Moffat's last season with Doctor Who, and it'll be a different person taking over. Obviously Peter Capaldi said he's going to stay, so we'll see what that brings. Sherlock as well. I did watch Sherlock on New Year's Day and I did enjoy it. I thought that was a good episode, and again I'm looking forward to watching some more Sherlock this year. So it's things like that for me that sort of get me excited for the new year, is stuff on television. And, you know, it's whatever floats your boat, isn't it? Whatever makes you look forward. Some people have holidays booked. For me, it's stuff coming back up on television that I'm a big fan of, that I can't wait. Also, my big guilty pleasure is Real Housewives of New York. I look forward to that every single year. I really do. It's so sad. I really love it, though. It's the only Real Housewives franchise that I watch is New York. And I see that she was Countess Luann, wasn't she? She's just got married on New Year's Eve. So I'll be interested to see who comes back for that, who comes back into the new series, if like me you watch it. 2016 overall wasn't one of my better years. It's not a year I'm going to look back on and think, yay, that was a brilliant year. Stuff happened to me personally that was not great. It definitely was not a good finish to the year with Mr. S with his collapsed lung. I am pleased to say that he is an awful lot better. He unfortunately has been ill again over Christmas. Not to that extent though, but excuse me, he was poorly again. And it's really hard after something like that has happened, because when you get poorly again, it's always a concern that something's going to go wrong again. But I'm pleased to say he's absolutely on the mend, a lot better, and touch wood we don't go through that. I don't experience that again, please, because it was not fun. So yeah, I'm kind of glad it's a new year. I'm putting last year behind me. It's gone. It's dealt with. It's finished. It ended on a very sad note with Carrie Fisher passing away, and then of course her mother Debbie Reynolds passing away. That was really, really sad. Again, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Have been since I was really little. I got taken to see Empire Strikes Back at the cinema by my mum. when I was really little. So Star Wars was always around through my childhood. I absolutely loved it. I love it still. We introduced Oliver to it. I went to see The Force Awakens last year, or the year before, I should say. I haven't seen Rogue One yet, purely because I've been ill, so I haven't been able to get to the cinema to watch it. And also, I know it's going to give me feelings, because I think it's quite a... I don't know. I don't want to say too much, really, just in case you haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, you know, I think it's going to be really good, but it's going to give me all the feels, as they say. That's the other thing I'm looking forward to this year. We've got another Star Wars film this year, later at the end of the year, so that'll be very exciting and probably quite bittersweet because it'll have Carrie Fisher in it. It's her last turn as Leia, so that'll be sad as well, I suppose. So yeah, funny old year, really, wasn't it? I think a lot of people didn't have good years last year, so I really hope that everybody, myself included, I just hope we all have a much better year. Here's to a good year, please, please. And I suppose it's what you make of it, isn't it, really? So yes, that's me done rambling. That's my first vlog of the year. I must apologise because my bed looks really untidy, but the cat, I don't think you can't see her. She's just literally to one corner of me. She's just opening her eyes and looking at me. Is asleep on my bed, so I can't make my bed at the moment because I don't want to disturb her. Because she's such a spoilt puss tat, that one. She's all curled up asleep. She's had a good Christmas, I think, Bonnie has. It was our first Christmas with her and we didn't know how she was going to be. But whenever I wasn't looking, she was attacking the Christmas tree until I finally caught her one afternoon, actually there at the back like this. And then she also attacks some tinsel. Because she's not one for playing that much. So she's been quite sweet, really. I think actually that was the one good thing that did come out of last year was we adopted Bonnie. She is wonderful. We love her we really do love her to bits. The best thing we ever did was adopt her. So yeah, the highlight of my year last year also has to be getting a cat. If you are considering adopting a fur baby of some description, whether it be a dog, a cat, a rabbit or whatever, definitely do it. She has completed our family in a way that I didn't think could be possible. She is like my little baby. It's ever so funny. But also, if you are thinking of adopting or looking at cats and dogs, definitely do have a look at the rescue ones. We rescued her because there's so many out there that need good homes. If you're like me, you live around the Birmingham area, there is a really good rescue called, I think they're called Fur Babies. They have a Facebook page. They're brilliant. I didn't get her from there, but if I hadn't got her from Cats Protection, I would have gone to Fur Babies because they constantly advertise and they've got quite a few cats as well that they've had with them for long term that desperately need homes. If I thought she would tolerate another cat, which she won't, but if she would, I'd adopt a second one in a heartbeat. But she doesn't like other cats. She shouts at them through the kitchen window, so it's definitely not an option, poor old thing. So, anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. I hope you've all had a lovely start to the year. If you've had to work over Christmas and New Year, then I hope everything was kind to you. If, like me, you were back today or you're back at work at some point this week, then I hope it all goes well. And I'll catch up with you all very soon for hopefully a weekend vlog or whatever it is we end up doing. So anyway, thanks all very much and I'll see you all soon. Bye.